Hi, Jade. Hi, Kristen. All right, I made it over the 50-night hump. And here we are, back in the living room. So, how are you guys doing today? I just got done teaching yoga a little while ago, and I went to the grocery store today and cleaned out my refrigerator, and I just stayed kind of busy all day and got my exercise and my yoga in, so I'm feeling pretty good. I bought myself some flowers. In fact, I'm going to go get those flowers and bring them over here. I've had flowers almost the whole quarantine time, either because somebody gave them to me, or I picked them in my yard, or I bought them. Trader Joe's has some pretty good deals on flowers, which is where I got these lilies, which are really beautiful. So I was thinking about, I don't know, I was talking to my friends. I have this group chat with my sister and two of our friends, and I was thinking about how we all are feeling so, like we've been kind of revisiting old behaviors and old emotional states that maybe we haven't really experienced much recently in our lives. And my oldest son and I we talked for an hour and a half on the phone today. And he also has been, he's very much been observing his feelings and how he's reacting to things during this time. And it's interesting. Like, I don't often get angry enough to want to yell, or where I'm so angry I need to like walk it off. And I've had like a few times during this last couple months where I felt that feeling of being flooded with emotion and not really able to immediately bring myself back to a calmer state. And that's really unusual for me. So I think there's a lot of cumulative stress. And I wonder if you guys feel that way too. It's different. It's a different kind of cumulative stress. And so I was thinking about how that made me feel last night when I was upset. And one of the things that I felt was like, I felt like emotionally kind of backed into a corner, like kind of contracted. Like my body kind of felt like there was nowhere to go, and then it just wants to burst. So exercise helps a lot for me in general to manage that kind of stuff. But so I think this meditation this evening is going to be dedicated to spaciousness and expansion, mental and physical. Because I think fear and anxiety and stress closes us down. And what we want to do is have more of flowing, even, balanced kind of energy most of the time, you know? Lori, you're happy today. I saw your beautiful pictures. So good to get outside in nature. So good. But our nervous system is meant to be in this kind of calm state with spikes of adrenaline and cortisol, and, where we can, hi Steve, where we can react to things when we need to, stressful things, And then most of the time we stay in a calm, kind of balanced state. And when we find ourselves really just up and down, or really staying at that heightened state, we really need to find ways to bring ourselves into greater balance. So I would imagine a lot of people are experiencing a lot of the stress response right now, which, might be called fight or flight or freeze, or it sounds dramatic, but that's kind of what we're dealing with. So I know that practicing relaxing and being calm and going into a, more downregulated state in my nervous system, observing myself, breathing, and letting my body relax. I know that serves me well. So bring yourself into your place where you're going to participate participate. I'm having a brain moment. How are you going to be positioned for this meditation this evening? Find your spot, find your place. So maybe on your back, on the floor, maybe you're seated, but find your spot and let yourself come into a relationship with gravity where you can really let your body be held. So I'm going to speak to you as if you're on your back. So allow your body to release into the floor. And you might close your eyes. And you might put something over your eyes so that you don't have to struggle with any light coming in or with your eyes opening. That could be relaxing. Maybe putting something underneath your head and neck so that your neck is supported. And then just beginning to feel your body and feel your breath coming in and out through your nose. And the breath can be natural and relaxed, but let it be smooth and deep in a relaxed way. And just bringing your attention to your face, letting your forehead soften, your cheeks relax, your lips soft, feeling your nose widening so that there's lots of room for the air to come in and out through your nose. Feeling all the muscles that cause you to contract and hold your jaw together, just let them release and expand so that your jaw isn't really held together at all. It's connected, but it's not tight. Your teeth are relaxing, gums relaxing. You could imagine that. It sounds weird to say your teeth are relaxing, but you could imagine all of the gum tissue and teeth are just kind of expanding and softening. The tongue, you can feel the tongue laying on the bottom of your jaw. Excuse me. Ooh, sleepy. You can feel your tongue softening in the back of your throat, so there's a little more room in the throat. The top of your mouth is kind of doming up, and you can feel how there's plenty of space inside of your mouth. Your airway is completely unobstructed and open, so the breath flows in and out through your nose easily and comfortably. You might just take any adjustments to your head if you're laying back, so that if one side of your neck is a little bit contracted and your head is kind of correspondingly off to one side, just kind of lengthen the neck and bring your head into kind of a symmetrical position. So the back of the head is kind of balanced in between the shoulders. So there's no tension on either side of your neck. It's long and soft, and the front of the throat as well, including this little notch here in between the collarbones. You can imagine those collarbones just heavy and wide and soft, all of the little connections of the muscle to the bone, the connective tissue just kind of loosening a little bit and allowing things to settle back with gravity towards the floor. You have this whole web of fascia throughout your whole body, and it keeps things stiff enough that they stay together well. And so you might imagine, because your body is in this relationship with gravity where you don't need a lot of stiffness and you're working on this meditative relaxing, that this web of fascia, of connective tissue that really runs through your entire body, is able to soften as well, which is a strange idea. But you can imagine it's almost like you're more watery. Your body is more watery and expansive. And you can feel how your breath is kind of watery, like your breath is flowing in and out. Almost like two rivers of breath coming in and out through each nostril and then meeting together. And coming down into the lungs. And then breaking off again into all these tributaries of the lungs. Flowing. Coming back to the idea of spaciousness. All of this web of connective tissue that holds you together nicely is important. And you can also imagine, like I said, it's watery and it's able to be expansive as well and allow for a little bit more space and room in your physical body. And the breath helps with that. The breath lets your body know that it's okay to settle back, to be wide and soft and expansive, to be more flowing, more watery. The river of your breath coming in and out through the left and right nostril, coming together and down into these many, many passageways in your lungs. So it's like separating and coming together and flowing in and out of your body. So you are able to be more spacious, more soft, more expansive. And you might feel that in the back of your body. All of the places where the back of your body is making contact with the surface that you're on, they're a little softer, all of those spots. Even the bones. Your bones are actually quite watery. We think of our bones as being dry because when we see a skeleton outside of a living body, it's usually all dried up. But really our bones are very juicy. They're filled with blood and marrow, and they're quite, your bones are also quite, they heal quickly. So you can feel the structure of your bones. You can feel the places where your bones are touching the floor. And you can also know that your bones are malleable and soft in some ways, and perhaps able to feel more expansive and spacious, your skeleton in its own way. just like the connective tissue and the fascia, softer and more relaxed now. And you can feel in your belly, inside of your belly, there's processes happening, there's digestion happening, and different stages. But you can imagine the flow there and the softness there and how your belly can settle back and maybe not work so hard. And one way to feel that is to take your breath in deeper into the belly and allow your belly to accommodate the breath, so it might expand with the breath as you inhale. And then maybe it moves in, it draws in as you exhale, so you can feel the belly moving in that flowing way. And then, of course, your legs and the lower body that supports you throughout the day. It feels very sturdy and very strong. And, you know, you can imagine those bones in your legs, the femur bones and the bones of your kneecap, your patella, and the two bones in your lower legs and all the little bones of your feet. So there's this whole structure. Just kind of settling back towards the floor, loosening its grip on the muscle and the connective tissue. Now there's nothing needed from your legs. You're laying on your back, you're relaxing, so you can let your legs be very heavy and soft. So feeling the spaciousness inside of you, how the contracting and the frustration and the gripping and anything that makes you feel backed into a corner or uptight or worried, all of that is just leaving as you open up. The front of your body expands. In a way, it's like the boundaries of your body, the skin, everything that holds you together is sort of, you can imagine it's like permeable in a way, so that you're kind of open to everything around you. You're kind of one with the air around you. So there's no stiffness in your body or rigidness. And that might feel very relieving if you've been stressed, to allow that kind of openness and expansiveness. And to practice it, to practice imagining it, so that the next time you start to feel more subtly, to feel it building, like for me, I feel it in my chest, which is common, or in my neck and shoulders, that you can just allow it to kind of dissipate away from you. And the breath will play a role in that, of course. So feeling the breath, feeling how helpful your breath is, really. After even just 10 or 15 minutes of this kind of conscious relaxation and breathing, just feel how much different you feel with this conscious breath. And you might take a moment to just feel the spaciousness of your mind. Kind of one of the reasons I think that we feel so good when we go out in nature, there's many reasons, but is that there's a sense of spaciousness. We don't feel all of the cars and people and buildings pressing in on us. We have room to breathe. But we can also cultivate that here in our homes. We can cultivate it anywhere, that kind of feeling of space around us and space within us. And so from here, you might begin to bring just a little bit of movement into your body in a very flowing, watery, comfortable, relaxed kind of way. If you're going to bring yourself back into your evening, into your space, you could do so with this relaxed body, with this kind of openness. As you roll over onto your side and come back to your seat for a few breaths, bringing yourself back into your evening if that's what you're doing, or maybe you're already asleep and you're going to stay right where you are. So coming up to your long spine and taking a couple of nice, deep, comfortable breaths in and out through your nose, letting yourself be long in the spine and free and open in your breathing, and very grounded at the same time. So your seat is heavy, your hands maybe palms down, relaxing, resting. Your face is resting. So don't come back to a grimace. Come back to the same relaxed face you had during your meditation. And if you're going to resume your evening, you could bring your hands together at your heart and you could bow your head to your own inner teacher, to your own practice. Your higher self or your higher power. Namaste. Thank you for coming. I'll see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.